Last Sunday, Kentucky fans kept a close eye on the matchup between Georgia Tech and Duke. The Blue Devils needed a victory to maintain their #1 ranking, but a one-point loss paved the way for Kentucky to the top of the polls. The Wildcats have won 11 straight without a loss. They're #1 in the nation for the first time since 1988, and the Cats are off to their best start in 9 years. Tonight, Kentucky travels to Nashville and puts that #1 ranking on the line for the first time.
From Memorial Gym in Nashville, Tennessee, it's University of Kentucky Wildcat basketball. Tonight, it's the Vanderbilt Commodores versus the Kentucky Wildcats. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Flavor Rich, freshness from our family to yours. By Liberty National Bank, there are banks and there is liberty. By your Kentucky Ford dealers, where you'll like the Ford deal you drive home. By the Kentucky Lottery, it's your game. And by Southern States, Kentucky's favorite farm, home, and garden store.
The Kentucky Wildcats are on a roll. 11 straight wins, ranked #1 in America. The Vanderbilt Commodores have not lost here this season. Rarely do they lose at Memorial Gym. Over the 41 years in this facility, they've won 78% of their games. Hello, everybody. This is Charlie McAlexander with Coach Joe B. Hall. Joe B., you've been in here a lot of times, and you only lost once here.
Well, our players actually like this gym. The crowd, and you can hear them right now, they motivate the opponents as well as the home team. But we like the floor, we like the baskets, and I think Kentucky will do all right here tonight.
Should be a heck of a ball game. A great player to watch for the Vanderbilt Commodores is former Duke star Billy McCafferty.
Well, Billy McCafferty is a player that can do just about anything. He can score many different ways. But the most important thing about him, Charlie Mack, is that he can score under pressure.
And he's a heck of a three-point shooter.
Yes, he is.
Kentucky's go-to guy is All-American Jamal Mashburn, who can do it inside or outside.
Well, Jamal is a guy that could really come through tonight. Vanderbilt's not very big inside. Outside of Lawson at 6'9", their forwards are 6'5", and that should benefit Mashburn and some of the other Kentucky inside players.
How do you think Kentucky's pressure will affect Vanderbilt in a 94-foot game?
Well, Charlie, you know that Memphis State's pressure created 30 turnovers for Vanderbilt. And if that's any indication, why Kentucky's press may be a factor tonight. But you remember, Vanderbilt shoots 51% from the field, and they can also pound those threes in from the arc.
We'll also be hearing tonight from our colleague, Rob Romley. Rob?
Charlie, it's been 5 years since the University of Kentucky had a #1 ranked team. That was back during the 1987-88 season. Been quite a rebuilding job done since then, and certainly Rick Pitino can take a lot of credit for it. Ironically, it has also been 5 years since a #1 ranked team came into this building. That was North Carolina back in December of 1987, and the Tar Heels left a loser 78-76. Going to be a big task for Kentucky here in this building tonight. Charlie, back to you.
Bob, thanks very much. This place is jam-packed, and the Kentucky Wildcats are ready to take on Vanderbilt. We'll have the starting lineups in just a minute on the UK Basketball Television Network.
Built to win, priced to move. It's the '93 Ford Thunderbird at your local Ford dealer. Now at just one great price that's over $4,000 less than last year's comparably equipped Thunderbird. But now for '93, the Ford Thunderbird during Ford Sales Leadership Drive is specially equipped, specially priced. There has never been an easier way to buy. Now for $4,000 less. Just see your local Ford dealer today. The '93 Ford Thunderbird, built to win, now priced to move.
Save money. Insure both your vehicle and property with Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. With our new multi-policy discounts, if you insure your home, farm, or mobile home with Kentucky Farm Bureau, you'll receive a 10% discount on each auto policy you have with us. Plus, with Farm Bureau insuring both your vehicle and property, you get a 5% discount on your homeowner or mobile homeowner premiums as well. Start saving today with Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. All-around coverage, all around Kentucky.
No, 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 no. Nobody can do are dipped, crisp, and hot. Nobody serves up the taste that Long John's has got.
You're gonna get your wings. Go fish.
Go for one of our 3 great value meals, each just $1.99, and add a piece.
When we say Super America gasoline helps keep your fuel system clean, what does that mean? Imagine these 2 sprayers are your fuel injectors. If gasoline lets excess deposits form, your car can't run efficiently. But Super America has Injector Guard Plus, our detergent additive which is so advanced it helped us pass the BMW gasoline performance test. So not only can your engine run smoother, it can run cleaner.
Super America.
It passed the experts test. It'll pass yours.
Southeastern Conference warfare. There's been a lot of warfare in this gymnasium in past years. Kentucky hopes to keep its win streak alive and make it 12 in a row, and Vanderbilt hopes to break a 2-game losing streak. Those 2 losses came on the road. As head coach Eddie Vogler of the Vanderbilt Commodores, Kentucky coach Rick Pitino, 2 New Yorkers about to do battle.
Well, Vandy led here last year, Charlie, 38-33 at halftime. So we'll see tonight how this first half goes.
And Kentucky took over and won it by 14 points here last year. The Kentucky lineup is being introduced. First out is Roderick Rhodes, a freshman from Jersey City, 12.5 points, 3.4 rebounds a game. And here comes the Mashburn, the Monster Mash. Jamal Mashburn, the junior out of New York, 6'8", 240, 23.4 points, 7.8 rebounds. And there is Rodney Dent, the freshman, or the junior center from Edison, Georgia, 6'10", 240, 6.5 points, 6 rebounds. And the point guard, little Travis Ford, the junior from Madisonville, Kentucky, 5'9", 150, averaging 10.6 points, 1.7 rebounds, also starting his 12th consecutive game. There you see Coach Rick Pitino, the record in 4 years at Kentucky, 76-27. Now the starting lineup for the Vanderbilt Commodores. Coming out first for the Vanderbilt Commodores is Bruce Elder, the senior from Marietta, Georgia, 12.3 points, 5.5 rebounds a game. Out next, co-captain Kevin Anglin, the senior from Franklin, Tennessee, 10 points, 4.2 rebounds a game. Here comes Chris Lawson, one of the 3 transfers. Lawson, the junior from Bloomington, Indiana, 6'9", 251, almost 12 points and 4 rebounds a game. Billy McCaffrey, the Duke transfer, the junior from Allentown, Pennsylvania, 6'4", 180. Their leading scorer, 20.5 points, 2.4 rebounds. And here comes Ronnie McMahon, the sophomore from Athens, Tennessee, 6'4", 172, 9.5 points, 1.7 rebounds. Head coach is Eddie Vogler, his 4th season at Vanderbilt. He's 64-45. The opening tip in just a minute on the UK Basketball Television Network.
At Freedom Dodge Jeep Eagle, we proudly sell 7 of Motor Trend Magazine's top 10 vehicles for 1993. Talk about a motor trend. Drive home the all-new Dodge Shadow for as low as $69.95. New Eagle Summits and Dodge Colts as low as $10,795. New 93 Dodge Intrepids as low as $17,995. And when we make a deal, we'll pay off your trade no matter how much you owe. Come see why the real motor trends are at Freedom Dodge Jeep Eagle.
Freedom all.
I don't think I would have gotten better medical care anywhere in the United States.
I know today that there's no way I would have a child if it wasn't for the UK hospital and their services.
I think I had the best doctors, and I think I had the best nurses and the staff. I could not ask for anything better.
If you need a specialist, they're here at the university.
And to me, that's miraculous.
When I drive by UK, I look at it and think, oh, that's where my babies were born.
Amanda Hodson thought it would be impossible to match that special blue her daughter wanted. But then she found out about one and only paint from Lowe's. Found out Lowe's custom match paint computer could match any color, even her daughter's prized stuffed dolphin. Plus, she got Lowe's 15-year guarantee and low prices. And if she ever has to match her color again, she can just bring in her new blue jeans. Lowe's, helping add value to the homes on Raymond Street and your street.
$2.99 would be a big rush to the store.
We'll bring the whole family.
Lee's 5-piece boxes only $2.99.
We have more choices and better value than everybody.
Try famous recipe, Crispy Plus or oven roasted.
Don't worry, I'll help you choose.
Your choice, 5 pieces, $2.99.
5 pieces for $2.99. That now we're in the house. Now we're in the house.
That's why everybody's thinking Lee's chicken.
There's the AP top 25. The Cats on top, 11-0. Michigan right behind. Duke is third. Of course, Duke suffered the loss to Georgia Tech. And Kentucky won over Tennessee. Therefore, Kentucky #1, and they hope to keep that position.
Well, #1 is a tough thing psychologically to handle. That first game out after you're named #1 in the country, you feel self-conscious, and it could have an effect on the Cats tonight.
Opening tap is controlled by the Kentucky Wildcats. There's forward with a cross-court pass to Rowe. Got to work it over McCaffrey. Battle underneath, knocked out of bounds. Vanderbilt has it.
Well, rebounding will be a key here in this game. Kentucky has an opportunity to gain an advantage there, and we can see them here in the press. We'll get an early look as to how Vandy handles the pressure.
That's McMahon taking it across the center line.
In the early going in the press, you often let them dribble the ball up the court because you want them to get in the habit of doing that.
McCaffrey finds Elder underneath.
Well, that's the thing that hurt Louisville, was the patient offense of Vanderbilt, picking you apart and getting the open shot.
Dent ties it on the stump.
Where Vandy does it on one end, while Kentucky does it on the other.
Rhodes almost got a steal there. Kentucky comes into this game favored by 2.5 points.
These New Yorkers going at each other from the bench here in the early going.
Breakaway. Elder wasn't looking for it. Mashburn steals it. Mash sees the opening. Dent will not go. Lawson saves it on the end line.
And Charlie McPherson's advantage right there. Dent had a wide open shot that basket.
Taking a wide open. There's Elder with his 4th point.
Kentucky's really going to have to get back on defense because Vandy gets it out quick. They like to run their floor.
Ford for 3. Got it. Kentucky's first lead.
Kentucky looking for the trap here. Vandy handling it easy right here.
They will be patient. Coach Rick Pitino telling his troops today at the shoot-around, you must be patient. Anglin can't hit the 3, and Dent clears it off for Kentucky.
Good, strong rebound by Dent. He went up over Lawson to get that one.
Ford misses a quick 3, and a foul underneath against Elder, pushing off.
The crowd here at Vanderbilt won't agree with anything called against Vandy players, but you can see right here the over the back right there by Elder.
Dent gets it out front to Brown. Mashburn. Dent on the baseline. Kentucky with a 1-point lead. Ford another 3, his 3rd, and he's 2 out of 3 from long range. That's 27-3 on the year.
Vandy a little more concerned about Kentucky's inside game right now and leaving Ford open for 3. Of course, he likes that.
McCaffrey has it stripped away. Brown. Hot potato. Lawson can't find it, but McCaffrey does. Lawson jump hook. Saved out front by Ford. Great pass to Brown. Return to Rhodes, and it's no good. Kentucky will keep it.
Excellent passing on the break right there. Really a good pass. Unfortunate Rhodes missed that layup.
Ford out front. He gave Kentucky that 4-point lead. Brown for three. Dent can't get the follow-up. And Dent is fouled by Elder. That's Elder's second.
He's picking them up unnecessarily. He's out of position on the rebound, just reaching in. Kentucky, Dent really had an opportunity to put that one back.
Dan Hall about to check in for the Vanderbilt Commodores. Elder, after picking up his second foul, goes out. Rodney Dent on the year from the line, 53.3%. Kentucky comes in shooting 71% from the line.
Well, Dent gave that one every chance to go in. It just would not go in that basket.
Dent can't find the second one. Lawson with a rebound. Anglin feeds it into Hall. Here's an attempt at a turnaround, but he can't get it off.
Vandy very patient offensively. They work the ball well. Looks like just for a good shot.
Ford, long diagonal pass down court to Rhodes.
Ashburn really wanted the ball. He was open then, had a chance for the three. The Rhodes held on to it too long.
Dent over Lawson. Beautiful shot. Dent with 4. 6-point lead for the Cats. A bump in backcourt. Ford will pick up the foul.
That's an indication, Charlie, back that the officials are going to call it close in that press. But all he did was lay a hand on him.
Yeah. Didn't see it. Jim Burr, the referee, the umpires, Andre Patello and Joe Mingle.
Sometimes it's difficult to press on the road if the officials really call them close.
All taking a look for Lawson. Can't get it to him, so out to Anglin.
Vandy really getting a lot of movement.
McCaffrey with a 2-pointer. That's his first bucket.
And that shows how he can hit against pressure. With a man in his face, doesn't bother him, goes right up, puts that one in.
Lead is cut to 4. Here's Brown from the corner, drains it. He had 23 against Tennessee on Saturday and hit 5 of 9 threes. And Vanderbilt answered.
Well, Kentucky's got to stop that. They're just not getting back quick after that basket. Vandy really running out.
McMahon with a basket.
McMahon really gets off that baseline quick.
5-point lead for the Kentucky Wildcats as Rhodes will jack it up good.
McMahon out again. What he does, he kind of hesitates and then puts on a burst of speed about half court. He kind of lulls his man into thinking he's not going to get back fast, and then he puts on the spurt of speed.
Kentucky has its biggest lead, 8. Frank Seckert, point guard, about to check in for the Commodores as Lawson hits from the baseline.
Lawson hits that basket squared up. This is a transfer from Indiana. Played very little at Indiana, but he's been a big factor for Vandy.
Rhodes, another 3. Can't get it to go, and here's McCaffrey coming out of the pack. Trying to work on Mashburn. Now Ford the other way in a 3-on-2. Make it 4-on-2 now. Out to Brown for the 3. All the rebound.
Vandy moves it up fast, looks for the break. If it's not there, they sit up, and then they're very methodical in their half-court.
Anglin for 3, and Dent the rebound. Mashburn a 3-on-2 to Brown. The driving layup is good.
Kentucky's had the numbers on the last 2 breaks, and Vandy not getting back.
Pressure on Lawson. Wants to get it to a ball handler and does to McCaffrey. Anglin wide open. Anglin's first field goal cuts the Cats' lead to 6. Clock down near the 13-minute mark in the first half.
Kentucky is standing a little bit right now. Not really into their motion. Walking through their cuts.
Ashburn into the lane over Anglin. Short. Follow-up. Ashburn got it.
Really didn't have a good shot, but he followed it. The shooter, the best rebounder on the floor, followed his shot, put it in. Good offensive rebounding from Ashburn. But he worked that all by himself. That was strictly a one-on-one possession.
Cats up 20-12.
Vanderbilt keys their offense on whether the defense switches or not. They'll run their motion, setting a lot of picks, and if the defense switches, they'll just fake their switches, fake their picks, and slip through them.
McCaffrey circles the ring and gets it to go through. He's got 4.
When we talk about him scoring a variety of ways, that's an example of it.
(20-14) Cats. Here's McCaffrey coming up with it.
Well, he's dangerous when he has that ball.
Off balance, McMahon foul, shooting the 3. He'll step to the stripe for 3 with 11:42 to go in the half.
Ashburn out of control on that defense then, just took him down.
Milburn and Elder in the game as Lawson goes out along with McCaffrey, and Frank Secker, the freshman point guard, was about to check in. He will after this timeout. Cats leading the Commodores here in Nashville. Hold the phone. The officials call both teams back out on the court. Both teams thought they would be going to their respective benches during a timeout. Vanderbilt on the year from the line 72.8%, and McMahon not shooting well from the stripe, about 57%. Remember the freshman all-SEC team last year, trying to cut into that Kentucky 6-point lead.
He led the team last year in three-pointers, Charlie. He was ranked 10th in the SEC in three-pointers, had 58 of 157. Not bad shooting.
He gets the second. Of course, he gets one more. Fouled in the act of shooting the long one.
I'll tell you one thing. He gets out on that break. He likes those cheap baskets.
It's 2 out of 3. And now we've got timeout. Timeout on the court. Here in Nashville, it's Kentucky 20 and Vanderbilt 16. You're watching the University of Kentucky Basketball Television Network.
And that was dinner for our favorite food critic?
Everything was wonderful.
Something else to drink, monsieur?
Yes, make it a Bud Light.
Just cut into the Cats' 8-point lead, cut it down to 4. Let's go to Rob Romley now.
Well, Charlie, as expected, Jeff Brasso, the Kentucky guard, underwent that arthroscopic surgery on his knee today in New York City. It was performed by Dr. Norm Scott, the New York Knicks team doctor. The surgery went well. It was a torn meniscus. It was not related to that torn anterior cruciate ligament that Jeff had 1 year ago. He's coming back to Lexington tomorrow. He will begin rehabilitation immediately, and the word is he will be out 3 to 4 weeks, but certainly a tough thing for that young man after as hard as he has worked to have happened to him here in this season. Brasso, 3 to 4 weeks, Charlie.
Thanks very much, Rob. And of course, the Cats are missing Jeff Brasso, and Jeff's supposed to be back in the next 3 to 4 weeks, hopefully, after he gets an knee scope.
Well, Jeff Brasso was to be a real plus for Kentucky with his experience, but having that knee re-injured is certainly a big setback. I wish him well. I hope he's back here full strength 3 to 4 weeks from now.
Jared Prickett and Andre Riddick into the ball game for the Cats, along with Junior Brady. Riddick trapped. You'll see Vanderbilt do a heck of a lot of that.
And he likes to trap on that side. That ball goes into the wing.
There's a push off by Anglin on Brown. personal foul.
Now, I want to tell you, they're setting the officials are setting the pace in this game. That wasn't any more than a hand check, and we've seen a lot of those this year, Charlie Mack.
And we will have another timeout. Cats up by 4 over the Vanderbilt Commodores here in Nashville before a packed house at Memorial Gym. We'll be right back after this.
Rick, through the years, the University of Kentucky has had a dominating tradition in college basketball.
That's true, Kaywood. No. They like me a great deal, and I'm very fond of them. If I have a choice of who to go on vacation with, my best friends or officials, I would always rather go with the officials. They value my opinion greatly. They always like to hear a little bit more of my opinion, and so I try to give it to them as much as possible, just to be a nice person.
Kentucky leads Vanderbilt by 4 points. There you see the time left, 11:23 to go in the first half. Last year, Vanderbilt led at the half over UK 38-33. Then the Cats came back to win it by 14 points. Hope you'll join us for our next televised game. That'll be at Rupp Arena on January 30th as the Kentucky Wildcats play host to the Florida Gators. And that Florida team beat Vanderbilt over the weekend by 1 in Gainesville. One of the real up-and-coming teams in the Southeastern Conference, along with these Vanderbilt Commodores. And here comes Kentucky out on the court with Ford and Brady, Brown, Riddick, and Mashburn back in the game. And Vanderbilt will counter with Hall and McCaffrey, Brian Milburn, a Kentucky native, Frank Sucker, the freshman, and Bruce Elder.
And Vandy's yet to score a three-point goal, Charlie Mack, and they've scored 241 on the year. I mean, shot 241, scored 95. And that's in 14 games.
Brady, who has really done well coming off the bench the last few games. Against Tennessee, he had 7 points all in the second half. Here's Nash for 3 off the front rim. Elder clears it out to Sucker. Sucker is tripped up by Dale Brown.
Well, it was an accidental trip, but the official has to call it. Certainly unintentional.
And that is team foul number 3 on the Kentucky Wildcats. Each team has 3 now.
And I want to tell you, Charlie Mack, with us sitting down here below the floor, we kind of look like that Schmo guy, and we can certainly tell what's going on with their feet.
We know what kind of shoes they're wearing.
Know what?
They're both wearing Converse.
Right.
McCaffrey could not penetrate. Had to get it out to Hall.
Kentucky's real sticky defense right now. They're applying the pressure.
Milburn will not take the 3. Way out there. McCaffrey will on the run. Boings off, and Elder claims the rebound. Brady tried to save it. Tried to steal it.
Vandy, good ball handlers.
McCaffrey for 3. Scramble for it along the baseline, and a foul is called on Dan Hall.
The crowd doesn't like the fact that McCaffrey was nailed to the floor.
And he was.
And he got up and went over and pleaded to the official. And this crowd is angry.
And the foul goes on Hall. That is Vanderbilt's 14th foul. Tony Delk, a freshman from Brownsville, Tennessee, in the game at point guard.
Game getting a little more physical now. The referees came out, made their statement early, and now they're letting them play a little more.
Ashburn actually triple teamed. 3 white shirts around him as Brown misses the 3, and Sucker clears it off. Lawson about to check back in at center for Vanderbilt. Milburn from the baseline. It's good. Brian Milburn cans his first toss or field goal, and the ball is deflected out of bounds. The lead has been cut to 2.
Well, you can't leave Milburn open. He's shooting 63% in the field. And I want to tell you, he gets up in the air. Nice soft shot.
Anglin back in, replaces Secker at guard, and here comes Travis Ford. Back in, replaces Delk, and Rhodes in for Junior Brady, and now Dent replaces Riddick.
Well, obviously, Coach Pitino doesn't like what he saw in that series. And he comes with the mainly starters back.
Kentucky at one point had an 8-point lead. Well, a good throw to Dent, and Dent just simply drops it.
Well, he wanted to move and put the dribble down, but he put the dribble down, and the man was on him so tight he couldn't move, so it went right into his foot.
Vanderbilt trying to tie it, or on the 3, take a 1-point lead. McCaffrey gets it across just in time.
Well, that's what happens when you miss a bunny. Anglin just missed a easy shot down at the other end, Charlie Mack. Then come back up the floor and create a foul. Vandy plays the pass cross under the basket out of bounds to give it to another throw-in man to avoid the pressure. Check.
Rolls in the second. Trying to cut the Kentucky lead to 1. Kentucky by a digit.
Well, right now, Charlie Mack, the crowd's really getting into the game. And that's what you need right there. When that crowd gets up, you've got to come down and score and put them down.
Cats by 3. They thought Rose bumped Anglin out front.
This crowd really officiating here.
Steps on Lawson. Here's Lawson taking another look at it. Hacked across the arm. Rhodes for 3. McMahon the rebound. Lawson against Dent. Double fake. Goes up and scores, and he's fouled. Rick Pitino thought he traveled.
Well, Rick Pitino thought he walked, and I thought he did too, Charlie Mack. He gave a little hop right before he went up for his shot to reestablish himself, and Coach Pitino did not like that no call.
That's the first foul on Rodney Dent, the 5th on Kentucky. Lawson ties it at 24. It's only our second tie.
Well, this is what Kentucky doesn't want. They do not want this crowd. You do not want that pressure of feeling that maybe somewhere along the line you could get beat and have this crowd just going wild.
Rhodes jacked up the 3 after the shot. He was bumped by Lawson. And now Vanderbilt with a chance to tie, and there's Lawson making the bucket. He'll go to the line for 1. Vanderbilt up 26-24, and the foul is on Rodney Dent, his second.
Well, there's a look at it, and he's really bumped by his body early there. Charlie, I get the feeling sometimes that our audience can't hear us when this crowd sounds.
I hope they can, because we can't hear each other. Lawson with one, and he completes the three-point play. Lawson has 7. And timeout is called with Vanderbilt up by 3, 27-24. We'll be back in just a minute. You're watching the UK Basketball Television Network.
He's history's most celebrated quarterback. Now he's coaching Budweiser in Bud Bowl 5. Yes, some men are born to be football legends.
Give every last drop. We're going to win it. We're Budweiser.
Of course, some men aren't.
We'll win it.
Your host, the voice of the Cats, Ralph Hacker. Well, Vanderbilt has a 3-point lead, 27-24. We've got 7:35 remaining in the first half, and Rick Pitino with his troops. And for a lot of these guys, a lot of the younger players haven't been in a situation like this before as far as this type arena and this hostile a crowd.
Well, I tell you, Vandy's playing real well right now, Charlie Mack. They're inspired. Playing against the #1 team in the nation has to be a motivating factor for not only these players, but also their fans here tonight. Anytime they do anything in a positive way against Kentucky, this crowd just goes absolutely berserk. I know that I may have talked over you a couple of times because I just could not hear you.
I never knew it.
All right.
Jamal Mashburn and Jamel Martinez. Martinez in the game for the first time tonight. Prickett is there along with Brady, and Ford brings it up court. Cats can tie it with a long one. Here's the trap.
Vandy in a zone right there and trapping out the 2-3.
Way off the basket. An offensive call on Mashburn, and he hit hard in his right hip. Mashburn's first foul. That's a 17th foul on Kentucky. Here's another look.
Well, he was making a power move inside right here, and you can see he went in with his shoulder and just absolutely ran over the defensive man.
Vanderbilt will try to up its lead. They have the biggest lead they've had in the first half, 3 points, and there's a contact foul. Martinez looked to be set. He's run over by McCaffrey. I thought his feet were planted and he was set. Let's take a look. It was awful close.
And this is a foul that Martinez makes a lot of times. And right here you look. I would have called him set, Charlie.
Oh, yeah. You see, Jamel cannot believe it.
I hate to get into officiating but I feel rivaled a little bit about this crowd. They're officiating every call.
Officials seem to be affected by it. Billy McCaffrey. He has 7 points, 3 out of 3 from the line, and he gives Vanderbilt a 4-point lead.
I hate to say it, Charlie Mack, but I thought this first half would go just about this way.
You mentioned that to me in the room earlier tonight.
I thought the crowd would be a factor early in this game, and the emotion that Vanderbilt came out here with, and there's no way you can create that on the Kentucky team. On the road.
By 5.
When you get that #1 ranking, you're better off playing that first game at home and having your home crowd behind you. But I also predicted Kentucky come back this second half, take back that lead.
Lawson runs over Martinez, and that's an offensive call on Lawson. And the crowd reacts to every single call. Lawson's first, and that is the 8th team foul or 9th team foul on Kentucky. Let's say they put it up on the board as you take another look at it.
Here comes Lawson out, kind of losing the ball. No question on this one. Martinez does a good job getting squared up in that pass, taking the charge. And he took a charge from a bulldozer that time.
I said 8th team foul on Kentucky. I meant 6th team foul on Vanderbilt. Kentucky does have 8 fouls. Martinez put the shoulder into Lawson. Jamel Martinez with his first, and that will be the 9th team foul on Kentucky. Well, there's 7 minutes to go and a half.
No question on that one. Martinez ducked his shoulder and just pushed into Lawson, trying to get enough room to get his shot.
Martinez out and Prickett comes in. That's a second on Martinez. Vanderbilt with a very small lineup in there now.
Man-to-man press. Anglin handles it easy against Rhodes.
Ford got around a screen from Milburn to go out and pick up Secker. That's Anglin. McCaffrey, quick three in it. Swings off the back and knocked out of bounds. Kentucky will move it up court, trailing by 5. Last year, Kentucky overall 29-7, number 1 in the Eastern Division. The SEC won the Southeastern Conference Tournament, went to the NCAA and finished 3-1 in the heartbreaking loss to Duke. Here's Pickett with a left hand kiss off the glass.
Well, that's Pickett's patented move right there. He did a good job.
Cats down by 3. Vanderbilt trying to extend their lead. McCaffrey over Brady.
I really believe he likes to shoot with a man in his face.
That's 11 for Billy McCaffrey, the leading scorer in the game. Kentucky's Jamal Mashburn has a single field goal. Leading scorer for Kentucky is Travis Ford, who's hit a couple of threes.
Vandy always looking for that opportunity to trap.
Good ball movement by the Cats, and Ford finishes it off with a 3, his third. He's got 9. And now Kentucky trails by 2.
Everybody goes off and leaves Anglin.
Ashburn comes out to take Anglin.
Well, there's a mismatch right there. Anglin goes inside with him. He doesn't want to go inside with him. Take him outside if anything.
Milburn over Rhodes. Milburn with 4. Vanderbilt up 33-29. Brady started to take the 3. Now he will over Hall. Way off. Rhodes tried to save it, knocked it out of bounds.
It seems like Charlie Mack, when a guy starts to take the 3 and then changes his mind, doesn't take it, and then goes on and shoots it, he's really lowering his percentage.
Vanderbilt up 33-29 with 4:55 to go in the first half.
Andy looking to throw long to McMahon, but Rhodes had him covered.
Kentucky number 1 in the Eastern Division of the SEC. Vanderbilt is 4th. There's a long one by McMahon, and Hall comes away with a rebound. Commodores get a new 45. Beautiful move to the hole by McMahon. McMahon with 6.
What a move, Charlie Mack. A pro move. Really stretched out, went to the basket.
Ford for 3. That's his 4th from long range. He's got 12.
Now, Travis Ford really feeling the confidence of these last few games, and he's shooting with as much confidence as I've ever seen a player.
McMahon had a notion to shoot it over Mash, but decided not to. 4 minutes to go in the half. Vanderbilt by 3. McMahon off-balance shot.
Almost the same move that he made last time, but he was too far away from the basket. Ford
and McCaffrey about to come in for Vanderbilt. Ashburn, nice move. Can he finish it off? He's fouled by Milburn. That is Vanderbilt's 7th team foul. Ashburn fouled in the act of shooting. We'll get a couple. Here's another look.
Here's a look at him. He really ducks that shoulder, goes inside, puts the ball right in front of the defensive man, and Milburn had no choice but to foul him.
Here's Tony Delk back in for the Cats.
I really think he fooled him by going up with the right hand right there, because he went right back into him. Milburn playing that left hand and made the foul.
Ford is out. This will be Mashburn's first trip to the stripe. He's an 82% free throw shooter. In 3 games last year against Vanderbilt, he scored 89 points and had 37 rebounds. 3 points for Jamal Mashburn. Cuts the Vanderbilt lead to a deuce. Can't get the second one to go.
Vandy gets it out quick. They run the break off of the missed free throw.
Center runs the offense.
They have nothing on the end of the fast break, though. There's no secondary break as they go right in, setting up their offense. A lot of up picks right now. Kentucky hustling well on defense.
Feed into Lawson and kick it back to McAlexander.
He just couldn't face it.
Lawson with 9.
Well, he lost Mashburn that time. Mashburn went on the inside. He went to the outside.
Mashburn left open. Nice ball fake. Goes in off the glass. Can't get it to go. Rhodes with a foul. Rhodes with 7, and the lead is cut to a 3 by McCaffrey. That's Vanderbilt's first 3. Foul underneath.
Foul on Milburn.
You can hear the crowd behind us calling for a walk. Milburn will pick up his second foul, and that's the 8th-team foul on Vanderbilt.
There it is right there. Mashburn takes it hard to the basket. He's tough when he goes down that baseline.
Martinez will come back in at the first opportunity for Mashburn, who's at the line. You see Anglin back in for Vanderbilt. Cats trail by 5. Mashburn 1 of 2 from the line. This is another one.
Prickett misses.
Well, it'll be Kentucky going back to the line, much to the dismay of Eddie Vogler, the Vanderbilt coach. Dan Hall picks up the foul, and that is his second, and the 19th foul on the Commodores. Here's
why the coach really has an opportunity to get after that official on the baseline, as he's right in front of Eddie Vogler right there.
Delk swishes it, and that is his first point. Cuts the lead to 4. Kentucky led early by 8, and then Vanderbilt a couple of minutes ago led by as much as 6. Now the lead has been cut to 3 by Delk, canning the 2 free throws. And we've got time out on the court. 2:34 to go on the half. It's Vanderbilt by 3 over the #1 ranked Kentucky Wildcats. You're watching the UK Basketball Television Network. In Nashville, the Cats trail by 3. Let's turn our attention now to Rob Bromley. Rob?
And here with me is Associate Athletic Director Gene DiFilippo, a fellow who spent some years here at Vanderbilt. And Gene, this crowd is something.
Oh, this is something tonight. You're right. I was here for 5 years. I don't ever remember seeing the crowd this loud, Rob. These people are really into the game tonight.
What makes it so intimidating in here, Gene?
Well, you know, it can be intimidating, but I don't think we're intimidated. I think that Coach Pitino has our team prepared. I think we've been through these things before. We've played big games against Duke. I don't think the crowd's really intimidated us at all.
Yeah, this has been a good road team all season, and they aren't hanging in there too bad tonight.
They have been. You know, the way that this gym is shaped really makes it funny with the benches at either end. It can be intimidating, but it really hasn't intimidated us tonight.
All right, Charlie, back to you.
It is Vanderbilt's basketball with 2:34 to go on the half, and the home folks here up by 3, 40-37. Here's pressure again from Kentucky. McCaffrey on the run out, and Delk with good defense kept him from getting the ball.
Oh, looked like McMahon had charged right then.
Wide open Anglin. Anglin with 4. And it's a 5-point lead for Vanderbilt with 2:15 to go in the first half.
Well, it looked like Kentucky had them in the trap. As soon as Vandy got out, they spotted the man wide open down the court.
Martinez. Prickett the rebound over Lawson. Yes. Prickett has 4.
Vandy tries to grab the ball, get it in quick before Kentucky gets her trap set, her press set. But Kentucky doing a good job of locating her man, getting into their press, and they're beginning to call Vandy a little pressure right here. Much more aggressive in their press right now.
Vanderbilt at home last year in the SEC was 6-2. One of those losses to Kentucky. There's a reach in from behind by Rhodes, trying to swipe it away. First on Roderick Rhodes, a freshman. And the 10th team foul in Kentucky. So it'll be 2 at the line for Kevin Anglin, who on the year shoots 74.4%.
Well, both of these teams, Vanderbilt averaging 85.4 points a game, Kentucky 84.9. They both like this pace of game.
Anglin drills them both, and he's got 6 points. Martinez with a long one, swish, and he's 4 of 6 from long range on the year.
Well, he was hitting them in warm-up, too. Martinez was standing out there hitting basket after basket from three-point range, and he just showed that he could do it. Good steal.
Jamel steals it away. Rhodes going to go up with a short one, and Lawson the rebound.
In a hard trap right here.
There's a foul against Roderick Rhodes. He thought that Lawson had pushed him away. Rhodes with his second personal.
Well, that's the kind of call that could go either way, and you could see Lawson's arm trail there, but they call Rhodes getting his knee into him when he had him in the trap.
Lawson will step to the line for 64.6%. The transfer from Indiana. At Indiana as a freshman, he had 20 points against the Michigan Wolverines. He started 12 games over 2 years at IU.
A must when you put a man in the trap is that you don't let him split you, because then you've got to break down to your defense where the opposition has numbers against you going down on the break.
Riddick into the game for Jamel Martinez. There you see Lawson and the double figures there. 10 points, looking for 11. There it is. 6'9", 251-pounder.
Hasn't shot that many free throws this year. That's strange. Shooting 29%. No, I'm sorry, 65%.
Lawson rolls it in there. Lawson with 12, and Vanderbilt's lead is 4. A minute 15 left in the half. Lawson out, gets a standing ovation. A very small lineup for Vanderbilt with McCaffrey, Secker, Anglin, Milburn, and Hall. And Kentucky with not one of its bigger lineups.
Well, let's see if Kentucky goes inside. They got Riddick and Prickett inside. Both of them got the height advantage on their man.
Ford looking for the shot on the run. Way off. Brady takes it up and in.
Now, Brady in a good position to rebound on that weak side. So Ford's miss didn't hurt a thing.
Secker gets away from pressure. Just 40 seconds to go in the half. Remember last year, Vanderbilt led by 5 at the break, and then Kentucky had a big run in the second half, wanted going away, and broke that 4-game losing streak to Vanderbilt here at Memorial Gym.
Well, the shot clock and the halftime clock are about the same right now. So Vandy can stall this down for one shot.
They'll try to go to McCaffrey. Let him go one-on-one. Work a clear out. Prickett with a big steal. Throws it off to Riddick, and Hall knocks it out of bounds. Just 8 ticks left. Vanderbilt will not have the basketball. It'll be Kentucky with a chance to tie it or go ahead with a long one.
Well, what a great play by Prickett right there to get a hand on that ball, and that was a big psychological turnaround.
Here's Chris Harrison into the ball game. You see Coach Rick Pitino sending him in.
Chris, a three-point shooter. He's set up to take it.
Baseline jumper. 5 seconds to go in the half, and it's drilled by Roderick Rhodes. First half is history, and we end the first half the way we started it, tied up. We'll be back to Memorial Gym with our halftime activities in just a minute after this pause on the University of Kentucky Basketball Television Network.
University of Kentucky Wildcat Basketball is brought to you by Southern States, Kentucky's favorite farm, home, and garden store. By the Kentucky Lottery, it's your game. By your Kentucky Ford dealers, where you'll like the Ford deal you drive home. By Liberty National Bank. There are banks, and there is Liberty. And by Flavor Rich, freshness from our family to yours.
deadlocked at 46 apiece at halftime here at Vanderbilt's Memorial Gym. There have been 3 ties in the first half. Kentucky early on by 8. Vanderbilt came back to lead by as much as 6. We expected a battle. We expected a hostile crowd. We expected a wild and woolly game. So far, that's what we have.
I think Kentucky's going to be all right if they can get this lead, Charlie Mack, and get this crowd quieted down. I'm surprised that Lawson has scored so well inside. I thought Kentucky's big men would be more able to score inside due to the lack of height by the Vanderbilt forward. But that's not been the case. It's been Ford from the outside that's really kept Kentucky in the game.
Interestingly enough, Vanderbilt has been scoring on the inside.
Well, and they're normally an excellent three-point shooting team. But they're all around good shooting ball clubs, and they're battling Kentucky pretty even on the board.
Let's turn our attention now to our colleague, Rob Romley. Rob?
Well, always a wild atmosphere here in Vanderbilt's Memorial Gym, and certainly a little bit extra here tonight as the #1 team in the nation is in town to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. Kentucky out of that early 8-point lead. Vanderbilt then got up by as many as 6. I really thought the Wildcats early in the ball game did a great job of quieting the crowd. Then the crowd really got back into it. Certainly the intimidating crowd here has been a factor for the Commodores. It's really helped their cause, but I think some of the younger, inexperienced players that Kentucky has have done a good job holding up under the pressure here. Kentucky battling back in the closing minutes of the first half to tie it up, 46-46, and that's where we stand at halftime. We'll continue along from Memorial Gym in Nashville, Tennessee in just a moment. Don't go away. We'll be back after this. Where it's all tied up here at halftime. Kentucky 46 and Vanderbilt 46. Travis Ford 12 points for the Wildcats in the first half. Billy McCaffrey leading the way for Vanderbilt with 14 here in the first half of play. You know, the Princeton Review's Guide to America's Best Colleges recently became the 7th national publication to rate the University of Kentucky as a top value in higher education. In tonight's University Report, Carl Nacy visits with several UK students to get their thoughts about the university.
There are
Nashville of somewhere around 15,300 looking on, and so far they've seen a great one. Kentucky 46, Vanderbilt 46 here at halftime. We'll be back with the first half statistics in just a moment, so don't go away.
University of Kentucky Wildcat Basketball is brought to you by the Rural Electric Cooperatives of the East Kentucky Power System, by Toyota, I love what you do for me, Toyota, by Long John Silver's Seafood Shops, go Cats, go Fish, by Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, all-around coverage all around Kentucky, by Great Financial Federal, your key to financial security, by Ashland Oil and Super America, reminding you that you have the power to improve our children's education and our future. And by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
#1 ranked Kentucky in an SEC war with Vanderbilt here at Nashville's Memorial Gym, and right now here at halftime we are tied. Vanderbilt 46, Kentucky 46, and we take a look at the first half statistics where we find that the Commodores really shot the ball well in the first half of play. They hit 59% from the floor. Kentucky shooting at about a 46% clip. Take a look at the free throws there. The Wildcats missed 4 times at the foul line. The rebounding definitely a factor. Kentucky with a 5 advantage on the boards, but the Wildcats had 10 offensive rebounds, and Vanderbilt only had a couple in the first half of play. The turnovers, well, you can see it's been a well-played ball game. UK with 5, Vandy with 6. And we take a look now at the scoring in the first half, as leading the way for the Wildcats was Travis Ford with 12 points, and Roderick Rhodes chipped in with 9. Here's the scoring for Vanderbilt. It was Billy McCaffrey leading the way with 14 points, and he had 9 assists to go along with that total in the first half. Chris Lawson with 12 points for Vanderbilt. Right now, let's send it back to Charlie Mack and Joe B. Fellas.
Well, it is a barn burner here in Nashville, Tennessee. We're deadlocked at 46 apiece as we're set to begin the second half. Joe, some things that really surprised me is the turnovers in the game. As wild and woolly as it has been, Kentucky has committed only 5 turnovers and Vanderbilt 6.
Both teams have handled the ball very well. And shooting percent surprised me a little. That Vandy shooting 59%, but they got some of those cheap baskets early that they didn't get later on there in the half.
Offensive rebounding surprised you. Kentucky's got 10 offensive boards. Vanderbilt's only 2.
Well, I thought that we would do a better job on the offensive board just from the size standpoint. But Vandy makes up for it at the free throw line and with their shooting percent. They're noted for their three-point shot, and they're only 1 for 6. So their scoring is coming basically from the runouts and off of their offense. But they just haven't got the putbacks. They are drawing the fouls, going to the free throw line 14 times there in the first half, and that's been a big factor. But the overall rebounding, 19 by Kentucky and 14 by Vanderbilt, isn't much more advantage than I thought Kentucky would have.
What do you think Rick Pitino's thinking?
I think that he feels like his club settled down there late in the first half and fought back to tie the score and went back into the locker room with a little more momentum. Vanderbilt, on the other hand, Charlie Mack, may feel like celebrating right now. They may feel very good about being tied here at halftime and maybe come out second half and have a little let up.
Well, there you see our position. We're down under the court. When I did games here for 13 years, I was up high. I could see a heck of a lot better than you can see down here. Well, and it wasn't as loud up there.
We almost have our chins on the floor here, Charlie. I told you we look like that schmo, you know, a guy sticks his nose over the table and you can see his hand.
Very few people would think you're 6'2" by looking at this shot.
That's right. Kind of like being in the dugout in baseball.
Both teams out on the court. Coach Rick Pitino sends out Ford and Brown and Rhodes and Dent and Mashburn, the 5 who started. Eddie Vogler follows suit with his starting 5 that began the ball game. Anglin, who'll put it into play. Lawson, Elder, McCaffrey, McMahon. Vanderbilt tries to break the 3rd tie of the game and take the lead, getting the first basket of the second half.
Vanderbilt does a lot of splits off of those picks.
Screen by McMahon. Mashburn works around it to pick up Elder. Elder driving layup. Elder has 6.
Well, Brown was tight over on the weak side and didn't see the drive coming. But in that situation, you should get weak side help on the driver coming down the middle. That should never happen.
Coach looking down low. Great pass to Mashburn. Takes it up over Elder. We're tied up. Mashburn now has 7 points.
Mashburn needs to get into the offense. He only had 6 shots in the first half. And those 6, not many of them were good shots. They were under pressure, usually inside.
Minute gone by in the second half. Dawson can't get it off the double team. Now gets it back, gets by Dent and scores over Rhodes.
Missed it.
Missed it. Thought he was going to score.
Yeah.
Looked like he should have.
Well, he was wide open.
Oh, Roderick Rhodes was set there for about 5 minutes, it appeared.
Yeah,
but he is called for the block.
But you've got to give a guy looking back over his shoulder one step.
Or a step. Let's go to Rob Bromley after this replay. There it is.
You're not going to get much objection from Rick on that call because he was set up on him, but he didn't give him a chance to turn and see him before he made contact.
Get to Rob later. Here's England for 3, and that's only Vanderbilt's 2nd long-range bomb. And that is 9 for Kevin Anglin. Vanderbilt up 51-48. Prickett about to come back in for the Cats. Ashburn working on Elder. Fadeaway off the front rim. Rhodes missed it. No good. The tap in by Andre Riddick.
A timeout by Kentucky.
Timeout call with 18:12 to play in the game here in Nashville. It's Vanderbilt 51, Kentucky 50. We'll be back in just a minute.
doesn't happen overnight. You work hard at it every day. When you put in that much effort, you get the strength. Great Financial Federal can't make you a powerhouse just like that either. But every day you save your money with Great Financial Federal, you'll be rewarded with safety, strength, return on investment, and other keys to financial security. Put in the effort with Great Financial Federal. You'll get back the rewards.
Be sure and listen to the Big Blue Line every Monday night. Coach Rick Pitino will be there along with Ralph Hacker. He'll talk about this game, and of course the next game will be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama on Tuesday. Right now the Cats trail by a digit. The noise level has been unbelievable down here in the court since this game began. Kentucky waiting for Vanderbilt to come out. McCaffrey to put it into play right in front of Coach Rick Pitino. 94-foot defense from Kentucky. Elder, a good ball handler, gets by Prickett.
And he gets by him again.
Look at the field goals. 60% for Vanderbilt, and Kentucky 43%. McMahon driving left, and a foul on Travis Ford. For Travis Ettis, his second, one in each half.
McMahon, when he breaks loose of that basket, he smells 2 points, and he really goes. He lowers that shoulder and goes to the basket. It's an excellent driver to the goal.
Very quick first step. McMahon with 6 points in the first half, 2 out of 3 from the line. He gives Vanderbilt a 2-point lead.
Just for a sophomore, and he made the all-SEC freshman team last year at averaging 9.5, and he's having a good year. Maybe his weakness is at the free throw line, where he's only shooting 57%.
McMahon with a career high for McMahon last year, 26 against LSU here. A steal by McCaffrey off to McMahon for the jam. McMahon at double figures with 10. Now 3 Vanderbilt players in double figures as the lead moves out to 5.
I tell you, he's an athlete. He reminds you a little of Rhodes.
Brown for 3. Riddick got it to go, and he was fouled.
Excellent quick up by Riddick. He went up and got the ball, came down and hit the floor just like a spring, and he was back up in the air. A nice quick up putback by Riddick. There's where Ford gets stripped. And here's McMahon on the stuff. I'll tell you, he can get out, and he anticipates well. He was anticipating rebounds there early in the first half, and he anticipated that steal and got out in front of the ball real quick.
Riddick, not a good free throw shooter, 37.5%, but he got that one, and he's got 5 points all here in the second half, and Vanderbilt's lead is cut to 2. Say a foul out front. Thought McCaffrey might palm the ball, actually, as he took it into the paint.
Yeah, I don't really understand why we're fouling out there. We're out of position to stop him, and we're reaching in for the ball. You got to get your body over in front of him. You see a driver coming from that far off. We got to get more in front of him than just our hand.
3-team fouls now. The Cats as Riddick rejects it. They call goaltending. Anglin credit for the basket, and Anglin has 11.
Well, I tell you, the crowd wasn't going to let that one go, but that was close.
4-point lead for Vanderbilt. They have led by 5.
Ashford trying to get a shot outside. Vandy in the zone right here.
Ground cutoff.
Vandy changes their defenses, and here they're in a 2-3. That's actually a 1-1-3.
Mashburn takes it to the hole with authority.
That was the first,
just softly in there.
That's the first time he's had any room to go to the basket tonight. He's been crammed in there with a jammed up offense and just hadn't been able to go to the basket.
Elder leaves it off with Lawson.
And there's the same kind of foul we've been committing by Ford. Ford didn't have his body over in front of him and tried to reach in and pick off that ball, and he draws the foul.
Fourth team foul on the Kentucky Wildcats. McMahon out for Vanderbilt. Here's another look.
Here's a look, and a pass off to Lawson right there. And Ford standing over the side, reaches in, gets him on the wrist.
Lawson is perfect from the line in 5 attempts.
65% free throw shooter, and he hit it the last time he was up here also.
13 for Lawson. And there's 14.
And that's 6 in a row for him from the free throw line.
4-point lead for Vanderbilt. See if Kentucky can slice into that lead. There's Brown open for 3. Big basket. Dale Brown's second 3 of the game, and he has 8.
I'll tell you, that takes some poise in front of this crowd here to sit up over there, know you're open, take that 3. Can't turn it down. Patino would have had him on the bench if he turned it down.
Anglin looks for the back door. There it is. McCaffrey. Riddick cuts him off, gets a piece of it, and Mashburn takes it away.
Riddick, good job falling off, saving that basket. Little alert defense by the postman. Riddick has the ability to block shots.
Chance to take the lead. It won't go, but Prickett is there, and Kentucky's got the lead. Prickett with 6.
Prickett rebound that ball, kept it high, put it right back in.
Kentucky by 1. Kentucky with 4 fouls. Vanderbilt with only 1. Elder thought about it.
Good switch by Ford to come over and help out.
McCaffrey wanted to go to Elder, could not. On the shot clock, 14 seconds.
Vandy, really good motion in their offense, but Kentucky playing excellent defense right now.
Shot clock at 7 as Hall turns with a jump hook. Hall's first basket.
Well, that was a tough shot. That was over Riddick.
Vanderbilt by 1, 15 minutes to go in what has been an intense and an exciting game. Mashburn going to take the 3. Brown the follow-up, in and out. Chased down by McCaffrey. Here's Elder open for 3. Got the screen for the
The ball just seems to bounce for Vandy right here.
Mismatch there, but Hall can't get it to go, but it's tapped in by Lawson. Lawson with 16. And Vanderbilt is up by 3. Lawson clears it off, and a foul. A reach-in. Joe Mingo comes over.
And we don't want
it's on Prickett.
We don't want to put him on the free throw line. He's 6 for 6. Here it is right here. And it looked like Lawson was the man fouled. That's right. They're not in the bonus, so Vandy will get it out of bounds.
That is a 15 foul on the Cats. Comes with 14-14 left to go.
Well, that was a good rebound by Lawson. He just went up over their back, pulled that one off. They protected the ball and drew the foul.
Vanderbilt by 3. Anglin looks for Hall, who's posted up on Dent. Gets it out instead to Secker. Elder about to check back in for Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt making you run through a lot of screens. They're very patient offensively.
Stripped away by Ford. Took it away from Secker. Brady dumped down. Dent stripped away. Out of bounds. McMahon got it.
And a foul.
Or either Anglin. It was McMahon. And that is just the second team foul on Vanderbilt.
Well, that's where Kentucky has an advantage, is on the inside there. And Brady did a good job penetrating, spotting Riddick, open in under the basket, made him a good pass. Riddick took it up fast and draws the foul. That's Dent.
Dent at the line. He's been there once, missed in the first half. Off. His season's high was early in the year against Morehead State, 14 points and 12 rebounds. That one would not stay either. Vanderbilt keeps the three-point lead.
The Vandy crowd very much into the game behind the basket, waving their arms, trying to distract the shooter.
Kentucky leads this series here in Nashville 42-19. McMahon left open. Ronnie McMahon hits his first tray. 13 points for him and a 6-point lead for Vanderbilt.
We don't want to see Vanderbilt getting open for these three-point plays, because they can sure bury them.
And that equals Vanderbilt's biggest lead, which came in the first half. Martinez misses. Hall clears it off. Drive to the baseline as McMahon with a quick first step gets by Brady, and Brady got him. And Joe B, that's 16 fouls on the Cats now.
Well, that was another good move by McMahon, using that quick first step just to go around Brady. Brady usually a good defensive player, but he gives up that baseline. Rick talks to him as he comes off the floor with Mashford.
Still a long way to go. 12:40 to play. Brown jumps out on Elder. Won't let him get the three.
McMahon puts some pressure on him when he comes across on that dribble, because he'll take it all the way to the basket.
It's a screen from Hall as McMahon for three. Kentucky trying to cut into that Vanderbilt 6-point lead.
They're coming out covered.
Mashford about to come back in for the Cats, Joe. It's over Hall. Here's Elder the other way. Secker, 16-footer. Run down by Brown. Steal by Secker away from Brown. 3-on-2 break. McMahon gives it off to Hall, not a Secker.
Secker off the glass. Boy, did he kiss that one off the glass.
Vanderbilt's biggest lead, 68-60. And this crowd is berserk. Rhodes with the three.
Well, that took a little steam out of the crowd.
Cuts the lead to 5, and Roderick Rhodes has 12 points. (68-63) Vanderbilt. Each team now in this game has had an 8-point lead. Kentucky in the first half, and just not 2 moments ago, it was Vanderbilt by 8. Lawson trying to work in on Dent, backs it out of there to Elder.
Good defense by Dan. He cut him off on his dribble. Shot clock down to 10.
Elder, their best one-on-one player, tries to get by Rhodes, has to get it out of there. And a foul, a reach in on Ford, and that's trouble. That is team foul number 7.
Oh, that's a bad foul, Charlie Mack. Just the clock almost down then. Of course, they didn't put anybody on the line, but Vanderbilt is in the bonus, and Seeger will go to the free throw line. 69%.
They put it up now as their 7th team foul, and it's the 3rd on Travis Ford. Vanderbilt's committed only 2 fouls.
Well, you know, I haven't seen Kentucky reach in like they're reaching in tonight. They just seem to be over anxious to slap at the ball.
Lawson keeps it alive, and he pushed off to keep it alive. And Lawson gets his 2nd foul, the 3rd on Vanderbilt.
Good position by Martinez right then.
And we've got timeout. 10:48 to go in the game from Nashville. It is Vanderbilt 68 and Kentucky 63.
Kentucky fans are a special.
It is Vanderbilt by 5 with just under 11 minutes to play in the game here in Nashville. Let's turn our attention now to Rob Romley. Rob?
Well, Vanderbilt is known as the Music City, of course, and the country entertainer Bill Anderson here. Bill, I know you're a big Vanderbilt fan. You got to be happy about this game so far.
Well, you can tell by my sweater which team I'm pulling for, but I'm going to tell you, this Kentucky bunch got more talent than any team in the NBA. They're unreal.
Hey, you help out a lot here with Vanderbilt basketball, don't you?
Well, I enjoy it. It's kind of a way that I relax and forget about the music business for a while, and the folks out here have been awful good to me.
Well, that's good to see you. Bill, what have you got going right now?
Well, that's a good question. I've got a brand new album coming out at the end of this month. I hope everybody will be listening out for it.
Whisper and Bill, we wish you the best of luck. Charlie, back to you.
Thank you very much. It is 68-63. Vanderbilt 5-5. Here are the rebounds. Kentucky with a 7-carom advantage. But down in the game, and here's Mashburn back in there. Travis Ford had 12 first-half points. He hasn't scored here in the second half. All of his points came from long range.
Well, you can see the defense is playing him a little tighter half court right here.
Martinez, nice dump off. But Brown can't convert. And it's a foul against Vanderbilt. Lawson is the guilty party, and that is his third. It comes with 10:29 to go. That's the 4th team foul on the Commodores.
Well, I tell you, it's rough under that basket. There's a lot of bodies flying around there every time a shot goes up.
The senior from Pascagoula, Mississippi, drains the first toss. Hall back in the game for Vanderbilt. Lawson will go out after picking up his third foul. Dale Brown has 9 points. The 6'2", 200-pounder from Pascagoula, Mississippi. Wave it off. Somebody's in the lane too soon. Cats down by 5. Rodney Dent will check in. Martinez will go out.
Dan has 2 first-half baskets and hasn't scored this half, Charlie Mack.
And he's missed 3 free throws. McCaffrey starts to go up, kicks it out to Milburn.
McCaffrey went up, but he didn't know where Dent was. He was right there to block it.
Kentucky must recognize what Vanderbilt is doing offensively and be patient. McCaffrey's fadeaway is good. McCaffrey's first bucket here in the second half. He's got 16.
He had to shoot that ball straight to the ceiling to get it out of that defense.
6-point lead for Vanderbilt. Mashburn double team. Oh, what a play by Mashburn.
Boy, that could break him loose. He just made a super play right there. He stretched out and one-handed that one.
Mashburn with 11. McCaffrey loses it, and Mashburn takes it the other way. Lost it. Gets it over to Ford. Crowd wanted a violation there. Brown will jack the 3 short. But he got his own rebound over to Mashburn. Now to Ford. Now to Rhodes. Plenty of time on the shot clock. 37 seconds. Secker will come in at the first opportunity for Vanderbilt at point guard.
Kentucky and Vandy's offense are very similar.
Mashburn gets by Milburn, and then Milburn blocks it from behind, and Vanderbilt knocks it out of bounds. Rick Pitino knew this would be a war. It has been. McCaffrey out for the Commodores and Coach Eddie Vogler.
Kentucky will run the motion. Usually they have a man posted up. Now Vandy, when they run the motion, they'll have all 4 men on the weak side.
Travis Ford has 15 points on 5 bombs. And Rick Pitino is...
Big grab Ford for that foul. He doesn't want his little man out of there.
That's his 4th. That's Travis Ford's 4th foul, and Junior Brady's going to take his place. Ford cut the Vanderbilt lead to 1 after hitting his 5th three-pointer and then commits a foul.
Coach Pitino, he wanted to make an impression on him quick. after he'd made that unnecessary foul.
Secker will shoot the free throw. He has 3 points. Freshman from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, 6'1", 160. The last lefty that was in here was Barry Goheen from Calvert City, Kentucky. Hall goes up, gets the rebound.
Taken away. Rhodes, quick hands, just picked that one out of his pocket.
Cats trail by 2. Driving, baseline shot rejected by Milburn. It looks like a rugby game or field hockey. Oh, man, was there a lot of contact there.
Well, there were bodies all over the floor and people on top of people as they were going after that ball. That ball changed hands so many times I thought it was at a ping pong match.
It looked like it. Anglin gets a screen from Secker, but Brandy's out there to defend him. Secker thought about it. Hall is left wide open. That's his range. And he hits it. That's his range.
Well, there was a breakdown defensively in the switch. 2 men took one, left Hall wide open. I think it occurred between Dent and Mashburn.
Mashburn is open. Shakes the one. Got it. That's the first 3 to go in for Mashburn. He's got 14, and Vanderbilt's lead is down to a digit as Anglin brings it up court on Brady.
That's about the first time Mashburn's had the ball when he could see the basket. And they have really swarmed him inside.
7:21 and counting left to play. This game was deadlocked at 46 at the intermission. Each team has led by 8. Kentucky in the first half, Vanderbilt in the second half.
Vanderbilt getting cutters coming from that weak side, and that time Elder was wide open.
There's a strip away by Mashburn. They say he got Milburn on the arm going up. Mashburn will pick up his second. That's a 19 foul on the Cats, just under 7 minutes to go.
Well, Vandy takes it to the basket. You see right here, Milburn gets the ball. Mashburn reaches in, gets him on the arm.
Brian Milburn played with stress fractures and bone spurs, both ankles last year. He had surgery for those bone spurs on both ankles this summer. Out of Kentucky, Russell Springs was a consensus first-team All-State. Very good free throw shooter, about 79%, but he boings the first one off.
You know, Charlie Mack, I don't believe I've ever seen Kentucky reaching in for the ball as much as they have tonight. Enough to last the whole season.
Yeah. Secker's out at point guard. McCaffrey's in there. McCaffrey is tied for the scoring lead, 16 with Lawson. Milburn gets the second free throw, and he's got 5. And timeout is called. Just under 7 minutes remain. Vanderbilt leads Kentucky 74-72. We'll be back to Nashville after you watch this. Leading Kentucky by a deuce, just under 7 minutes to go. We hope you'll join us for our next televised game, January 30th, as Kentucky plays host to the Florida Gators at Rupp Arena. Well, Joe B., what do you think about it at this point? Still got a lot of basketball to go.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Vandy has been able to hold up. And they have really expended a lot of energy, both offensively and defensively. They've kept a lot of movement in their offense. They played a lot of substitutes, but their key players have gone a long time here tonight.
They've only hit 3 long-range shots. Of course, you have to watch them all because they shoot so well from outside. Kevin Anglin has only 1 long-range shot. Last year, he set an SEC record hitting 11 straight threes, 6 in one game, 5 in the next.
Well,
there's so many guys you got to watch from outside.
Yeah, they can all shoot it. And I think a factor is going to be getting Ford back in this game. He's going to be fresh, and it's going to be important for us down the stretch.
Keep in mind, Travis Ford on the bench with 4 personal fouls. There you see the 3-point shooting. Kentucky's wearing it out, 11 of 24, and Vanderbilt 3 of 9. Kentucky with a chance to tie or go ahead with the long one. Brady will take the long one and drain it. Brady has 5. And Kentucky is up 75-74.
This possession is going to be interesting for Vandy. That takes a little steam out of them. Kentucky go up right here.
Good move to the basket. Mashburn got McMahon out on the court. Mashburn picks up his 3rd.
They clear the side for McMahon. Did a good job occupying the offense on the other side, and he just blows by Mashburn for Mashburn's 4th.
That is 4 fouls on Mashburn, not 3, as it goes up on the board. 10th team foul on Kentucky. Vanderbilt has committed only 4. McMahon high in the air, good. He is 5 of 6 from the line, has 14 points. Came in averaging 9.5 a game. Only shooting about 57% from the line, but tonight has done quite well. Rhodes comes away with it. Deadlocked at 75 apiece.
That's just like sticking a needle in a doll when you brag on those free throw shooters.
That's right. Dent working on Hall. Hall clears it off to Anglin. Under 6 minutes to play. Bounce in from McCaffrey. Milbert, left-hander, won't go, and Dent's got it. Dent's going to run, and they've got the numbers. 4 on 2. Mashburn will pull up for 3. McCaffrey with Dent behind him, and hit hard by Dent. And Vanderbilt coaching staff wants an intentional foul. See what happens. A hack. He'll get 2 shots, and here comes Ford back in the game.
You know, right here, McCaffrey could have given that ball off to McMahon and screened Dent out and let McMahon go on in for the layup.
Billy McCaffrey, 5 of 5 from the line, all in the first half. He has a single field goal in this half. He's got 16 points.
I think they underestimated the ability of Dent to run that floor, and he really got back quick.
The tie broken by McCaffrey. Crowd is hushed. McCaffrey with 18 to lead all scorers. 77-75. Vanderbilt. Ford with the ball, playing with 4 fouls. Nice speed into Mashburn. Anglin tries to knock it away and fouls him. For Anglin, that's his 2nd, the team's 5th.
Official comes over here, and it's a 2-shot foul. I was wondering if he was going to give him the 2 shots on that one, because otherwise it's still been the bonus.
Eddie Vogler with Bruce Elder, who will come in very soon. Comes out on Mashburn, who's only 1 of 4 from the line, and he's an 82% free throw shooter. Here's Elder for Milburn. Every point, every turnover, every rebound, everything is very important now with 5:31 to go. Mashburn misses them both, and Elder's got it.
Ford guarding McMahon in there right now. That's a mismatch.
An emotional basket for this home team. Hall with 6 points on here in the second half. That ups the Vanderbilt lead to 4. Junior Brady about to come in for the Cats.
Oh, I'm telling you, that was an excellent penetration and kickoff that time.
Ford for 3, hasn't missed, and he doesn't miss there. 6 3-pointers. He's got 18. Kentucky down by 1. Travis Ford hit 7 threes against Indiana and Louisville a couple of weeks back.
Well, he's got his eye, and I'm glad to see him in there fresh.
Driving up, Elder.
Elder made a beautiful pivot move on Mashburn right then. Took it right down the middle.
Elder's got 8.
McCaffrey guarding forward now.
Lots of time on the shot clock. 25 seconds. Kentucky must be patient. Down by 3.
Ashburn outside.
4 minutes to play. 12 to shoot. Mashburn backs in, kicks it out, Rhodes. Back to Mashburn, spin. Comes out, Hall's got the rebound.
Well, I'll tell you, Charlie Mack, that's his shot. That's a shot that Mashburn likes to take.
Kentucky with 2 timeouts remaining. Vanderbilt has 3 left. Keep in mind, Kentucky over the limit of 10, and Vanderbilt just has 5 fouls. Shot blocked by Dent as Anglin takes it to the hole. And Dent commits the foul, his 4th. It comes with 3:32 to go.
I don't believe Kentucky has blocked a shot tonight that wasn't called a foul.
Right. You're right.
I'll admit that Vandy is doing an excellent job taking the ball to the basket.
The chess match continues now with the substitutions by both coaches. Big lineup against big lineup, small lineup against small lineup. Ball handlers against ball handlers. It's been interesting. Anglin will get a couple.
Well, it's interesting that Kentucky has mismatches inside, but not able to capitalize on them. Vanderbilt making their moves along the baseline and their quick drives down the middle, getting that quick step on Kentucky.
Timeout on the court. Vanderbilt leads Kentucky by 5, trying to break the Cats' 11-game win streak here in Nashville. We'll be back after these messages on the UK Basketball Television Network. Be sure and join us for the Rick Pitino Show with Ralph Hacker and Rob Bromley. Be sure and check your local listings for time and station. Joe?
Charlie Mack, a good fan of Kentucky. Jim Spalding is recovering from an injury in Louisville. We want to wish him the best. And I'd like to mention Terry McBrayer. He is presiding over a Chamber of Commerce meeting tonight in Lexington. He promised to mention me if I'd mention him.
This place is deafening.
This is unbelievable. And this Vandy crowd is fired up. And normally your players don't hear the crowd. Normally your players seal them off. But when it gets this loud and there's this much pressure and so much at stake on Kentucky right now.
Ready with a ball fake, drives in, off to Martinez, stripped away. And that is Vanderbilt's 16th foul.
Brady creates with his dribble.
That's Anglin's 3rd personal foul.
Good move by Brady and nice positioning by Martinez on the baseline there as the defense went up to help lift him wide open.
Jamal Martinez, 72% on the year. This is his 1st trip to the stripe. Kentucky shooting miserably from the free throw line. In the first half, Kentucky shot 55.6%.
And every time you miss one like this, Charlie Mack, it adds the pressure.
It's the 2nd, and the lead is cut to 4. Looking for the run out. They got it to Anglin if he can run it down, and he does. Huge basket. Anglin has 15.
Well, Tennessee got a lot of runouts against Kentucky in last home game.
Lawson after the miss for the rebound. Cats must keep their composure and come back. Need some big plays with 2:48 and counting left to go.
Well, let's see if Vandy can hold up under this pressure. If they get thinking about clock too much and not about their playing, that's when you make mistakes.
McMahon drives in on Riddick, tries to draw the foul, doesn't have to. He makes a circus shot.
A sensational shot, off balance, after the buck.
Joe, I can't even hear you. Rick Pitino will burn a timeout. And we'll go to break with 2:25 to go, and Vanderbilt up 87-79 over the #1 ranked Kentucky Wildcats. We'll be back in a minute. 2:25 left to play. Ronnie McMahon hits a driving layup. Kentucky takes a timeout, and the Cats have 1 left. Vanderbilt has 3 remaining. Kentucky over the limit of 10. Vanderbilt has committed just 6 fouls. 1 more, and of course, we got the bonus situation. Mashburn over Elder under great pressure. Brady keeps it alive.
Well, Kentucky can't take a lot of time getting their shots right now, and that's what you need right there.
Rhodes with 14.
Excellent job of pulsing up. Ford fouls out.
Ford is gone with 1:56 to play. He leaves with 18 points. He hit 6 3-pointers. That's where he got all his points from tonight. And here comes Dale Brown back in to replace him. First game that Travis has fouled out this year.
Well, these free throws are very important right here, because they'll match Rhodes' basket, and those baskets by Rhodes will be nullified. So Lawson has a chance here to really put Vandy up by 8 points and almost out of reach.
Chris Lawson has hit 6 straight free throws, has 16 points. He had 12 at the break.
Lawson, a face-up shooter, and he's not a bad free-throw shooter. He's hit tonight unbelievably 6 out of 6.
There's his first miss, Joe.
Well, that's the needle in the dial there. We put the jinx on him.
Would you do that again?
Yeah, I think that he's got this one. That second one's always easiest. Uh-oh, he rolls it in.
17 for Lawson. Vanderbilt 4 players in double figures. Kentucky with 3, and one of those is gone. Travis Ford, the leading scorer. Rhodes going to go against Lawson. Tough shot, and he misses it, and Hall's got the rebound. 1:42 to go. And a foul is committed. McCaffrey, and that is team foul number 7 on Vanderbilt.
Well, you're really torn in this situation. You want to get the quick basket, but you don't want to take a bad shot.
Excuse me, that's Riddick with his 3rd. I'm sorry.
Well, fouls are almost not a factor here as to who they're on. It's who steps up to that line is what is important right now. And McCaffrey, certainly an experienced player, an 87% free throw shooter, not the guy you want up there.
7 of 7 from the line tonight. 18 points. Looking for 19. (89-81) Vanderbilt. Straight from McCaffrey, 90-81. Vanderbilt's biggest lead of the game.
Well, Kentucky needs a quick 3 right here.
Rhodes driving in, pulls up, draws a foul on McCaffrey. 7th team foul. That is a shooting foul, so he'll get 2.
Rhodes did a good job right there. He found McCaffrey, and when he went up, he kind of leaned into him and drew the foul.
That is Billy McCaffrey's first foul of the game. Here comes McMahon back in, and it will be Hall out. Now Vanderbilt's actually playing with 4 guards now: Elder, Anglin, McCaffrey, and McMahon, and 1 post player, Lawson.
Kentucky will pick up in the press.
Roderick Rhodes, 3 of 3 from the line, has 15. Lead cut to 8. Now 7.
This is a situation it's almost too early to foul. Kentucky will try to get a trap in the steal in backcourt.
McMahon, I thought, knocked it out. That's not what they're going to rule.
Baseline official said Brandy knocked it out, but boy, that was close.
Timeout Vanderbilt. They've got 2 left. Here's another look, Joe.
Here's a look at it right here, and Brandy was the last man to
He was. It was a good call. Just 1:31 remaining. And the 2 respective head coaches huddled up and deciding what they'll do.
Well, Coach Pitino's got to think about when to foul.
Yes.
You just can't let Vanderbilt come up and eat the clock. And right now, they're planning their press and their trap. They'd like to get 2 traps if possible in the backcourt. They want to be careful that Vandy doesn't run out. Want to have a safety man back to prevent the run out and the long pass. The ball over there in the corner cuts the floor down, so you really have a better opportunity if you put a man on the ball. The throwing man cannot move on the baseline now because it was knocked out of bounds by Brady, and the throwing man has to take it from that spot.
Don't know the exact number right now as far as the number of free throws Vanderbilt has taken. They've taken a lot and they've hit a lot. And they've got some great free throw shooters in the game now. McCaffrey, 87%. Anglin, about 75%. Neither of those players has missed tonight. Elder shoots about 79%. He's not been to the line. Lawson has missed only once in 8 tries. Ronnie McMahon is not a good free throw shooter, but he has hit 5 of 7.
Well, they have certainly stepped up to that line and popped them tonight.
Neither Elder nor Hall has gone to the line.
All right, here's the pressure on now. No one running out.
Beat the press. Lawson.
That's going to be intentional.
Brady.
Oh, man.
There you see the concern on Rick Pitino's face. Hall will come back in for Vanderbilt.
The official never has come to the table to call the foul.
Not yet. And it's not thrown up on the board as yet either. 1:23 to go.
I think the official a little confused right here as to who the foul was on. They had to huddle.
Here comes Jim Burr, the referee.
2-3.
Brady. That is Brady's second. Pretty obvious who committed the foul there. It was going to be called on anybody.
That's right.
But it took a while.
Well, these are big free throws right here with 1:23 to go.
7 of 8 from the line. And he hits another. He's got 18. Leading scorer for Vanderbilt, McCaffrey, has 20 now. Anglin with 15. Lawson cans another. He's got 19. McMahon has 16.
They're 28 out of 33 free throws. Vanderbilt. Just an excellent shooting.
Ashburn misses it. Rhodes tries to keep it alive, and Lawson picks it up. It was Rhodes on the line. Came down on the line. All is out. Secker is in. They've got their good hands people in the game now. The only big guy's Lawson.
They're calling for a play, and they set in a box. Try to get a run out, but Kentucky switches on it. Vandy breaks it easy.
Reach in Rhodes stops the clock with 1:07 to go. Kentucky with 1 timeout left. Vanderbilt's got 2.
Anglin going to the line. He's a 74% shooter. One of the co-captains on this team, an SEC academic All-American, All-Conference player. He leads the team, or he did last year. He led the team scoring, assists, and steals.
He's 4 of 4 from the line tonight. Has 15, as we mentioned earlier. Now 16.
I'll tell you, Charlie Mack, it was 1956 the last time an SEC team went undefeated in the conference. And that was Alabama 14-0 under Coach Johnny D.
Vanderbilt's biggest lead of 10 points. And McCaffrey steals it away, and then trying to get it back, Brady commits his 3rd foul. 58 ticks left. Well, they call it Memorial Gym Magic here, and that's what they've given their fans tonight.
Well, it's been deafening in here tonight. And these halls probably could be the Grand Ole Opry, the way it magnifies that sound.
That's right. McCaffrey, 9 of 9 from the line. Hasn't missed in 10 tries, and he's got 21. His career high, 29, and that was on Saturday in the loss to Florida. He also had 29 at Duke against Georgia Tech in 1990. They're the free throws. We talked about them earlier. Vanderbilt shooting a bunch and hitting a bunch. 22 for McCaffrey. 12-point lead, Vanderbilt. It's a 3.
Well, Rhodes did the right thing. A quick 3 by Rhodes. Not much time went off that clock on that possession.
Rhodes, 19 points, is Vanderbilt's leading scorer. So we've got 50 seconds left, and Vanderbilt is up 95-86.
Well, you got to hope that somebody misses a free throw, but Vanderbilt's just not going to do that.
That was Kentucky's last time out. Vanderbilt still got 2 left. They're in the driver's seat right now.
Well, they're the main thing, they've hit their free throws. They've hit them all night. They've hit them down the stretch here, and it's just hard to come back in such a short period of time.
Let's go back to Rob Bromley. Rob?
All right now, fellas, the situation would seem to be hopeless here as 50 seconds are left on the clock. Kentucky down by 9. There's been some talk about an undefeated season around town. Some of the players have talked about it. Rick Pitino, you'll remember earlier in the week, simply referred to that as a dream. He said there was no way that it was going to happen unless you had superior talent in an inferior league. And certainly the Southeastern Conference is not an inferior league. And playing under these conditions is very, very difficult. Now the Wildcats, if they can't pull this one out in the last 50 seconds, simply have to go on, and they have to look forward to 2 more games on the road as they go to Alabama next week and then on to South Carolina the following weekend. Charlie, back to you.
Just 50 precious ticks left. Vanderbilt has led by as much as 12, and Rhodes sliced into that with a 3. Kentucky's led only once here in the second half, and that was at the 6:40 mark. Junior Brady with a long one.
There's the pressure. They run a man out.
Wide open second. Secker's 5th. 97-86. 40 seconds left. Vanderbilt in a zone. Brady, no sir. Elder the rebound, and he's fouled.
What a rebound by Elder.
Jared Prickett will come into the ball game.
Charlie Mack, both teams have missed 5 free throws here in the second half. But Kentucky's only 5 of 10, and Vanderbilt 17 for 22.
Wow.
What a difference that makes.
Elder steps up. This is his first trip to the line. His 8 points have all come from the field. He has 9. Last year against Kentucky here in Nashville, he had 20 points and 4 rebounds. Anglin, who has 16 last year here in Nashville, had 21 points and 4 boards.
Elder had 28 here earlier against Louisville in that 90-88 win by Vanderbilt.
5 players in double figures for Vanderbilt. Prickett, 3, in and out. Hall the rebound, and he's fouled. Stops the clock with 18 ticks left. Some upsets this year, Joe B. This is probably the biggest, wouldn't you say?
Well, of all the ones that I know of, some of the big teams have knocked other top teams off, but Vanderbilt really has played a sensational game tonight. They have run their offense almost to perfection. They've resisted the Kentucky pressure and have not turned the ball over. They've played a very smart game. They've fought Kentucky on the boards, and I'll tell you, it's a psychological advantage to come in against the #1 team.
Hall's first trip to the line is a success. He's got 7 all here in the second half, and it's 100-86. (101-86). Hall with 8 points. Brown's going to take a quick 3. And here comes Anglin with it. Run out to McCaffrey, gets by Brown, throws it back right in the arms of Brady, but it's way too late. Just 2 seconds left. Harrison, no, and it's over. Kentucky's stay at #1 is short-lived as Vanderbilt pulls off the major upset here in Memorial Gym, and they remain undefeated in this arena this year, 101-86. And I hope we'll be back to wrap it up after this pause on the UK Basketball Television Network.
If we're still here, Charlie Mike.
Yeah.
I've had a Toyota.
Scene started that way as the final seconds ticked off, and goodness knows how long this is going to go.
Well, Vanderbilt outscored Kentucky 18-8 in the last 3.5 minutes, Charlie Mack. Most of those came from free throws, and the run out there against the press, and just good head-up basketball by Vanderbilt. Kentucky seemed to be foul-prone tonight, reaching in a lot. Mashburn just couldn't get his shot. Looked like he was having a mob around him every time he caught the ball inside. He tried to move outside. He hit a couple, but just couldn't get his offense rolling.
Kentucky's 11-game win string is broken here in Nashville, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt breaks a 2-game losing streak. Those 2 games are on the road, so they're now 12-3 overall. They had dropped out of the AP top 25. They were 18th, and then they lost the 2, fell out of it. This week they were ranked 23rd by CNN. This will put them back into the top 25, or certainly the top 20.
I don't care what the record is. They played an excellent basketball game tonight, and this team that played here against Kentucky tonight certainly deserves to be in the top 25 or even higher than that.
The final, you see it there, Vanderbilt, the big upset over previously ranked #1 Kentucky, 101-86. Let's go down to Rob Bromley.
All right, Charlie, thank you. And the Vanderbilt student body here has now been restrained, and we've got things under control here on the floor. But they are celebrating in Nashville tonight as their basketball team has won a big ball game over the #1 ranked Kentucky Wildcats, 101-86 the final score. It was tied at halftime. Kentucky had the lead only briefly on 2 occasions in the second half. They led by 1 point on a couple of occasions. I think the last time might have been at 60-59. Vanderbilt at that point went on a 9-point run and took a big step forward at that stage. McCaffrey had 20. Lawson had 19 points for Vanderbilt. Travis Ford, I had him with 18 for the Wildcats, and Roderick Rose chipped in with 17 points here tonight for Kentucky. So the Wildcats go down to defeat for the first time since the Duke game in that East Region final in Philadelphia, all the way back to last March. Don't forget our next telecast here on the UK Network. It will come your way on Saturday night, January 30th. The Florida Gators will be in Lexington. We will have that one for you on a delayed basis over most of these same stations, so check your local listings. With the loss here tonight, Kentucky falls to 11-1, and Vanderbilt having a fine season. The Commodores with a victory go to 12-3 on the year. Kentucky has lost for the first time, but now it's on to Alabama, on to South Carolina. A couple of road games lay ahead. Again, our final score here this evening, Kentucky falling to Vandy, 101-86. And for Joby Hall and Charlie McAlexander, this is Rob Bromley saying so long from Memorial Gym in Nashville.
University of Kentucky.